Greetings, humanity. We once again find ourselves in the dark. And I hope all is well. I'm Jim, and I'm going to be taking a stab at a different game tonight. Because I finished the... Hello. Hi. Hi. Hi, Alyssa. Hi. So I finished the arc of Age of Mythology that I was playing. It was a very short little campaign, and so I figured I'd hop over to something different. And this is now the different thing that I'm hopping over to. This is this game that I have not tried. I'm once again going in completely blind, as I am wont to do when I try these games out. This is a game called Her Story. It comes from 2015. My understanding is that you were looking at archives from a series of police interviews from the 90s. So I just, and you're trying to piece together the story of what's going on. That's all I know about this, really. I have watched... I have seen a few years ago, I think I saw a friend of mine play some of this, but I do not remember anything. I have like a wisp of a memory of something, that there was like a supposition that was going on that perhaps that about the interviewee, but I'm not completely sure if I'm remembering that correctly. The one little thing, I'm being vague about it because just in case it turns out to be a spoiler. But I do have one thing in my head as a possibility that might cause this to suddenly go faster at some point, and if that's the case, I apologize. But we'll see. We'll see how this goes. I would like to try it out. We will see what happens. Once again, I am using that method whereby I am going to just initiate the game and scramble to make sure that OBS can pick it up. And we'll kind of go from there. I hope everyone has been doing well. I'm just trying to get back into the whole doing the various bits of streamery thing, and hopefully all shall be well. And then we'll take care of it. So let me go ahead and set that up now. Stand by just a moment. And whilst I try desperately to figure out what is happening, we go ahead and turn down the mysterious Nordic music. There we go. And let's see if I can get this started. Heavens help us. Game capture. That's the window I'm going to want to suddenly dash to in a moment. Here we go. One of those things where, you know, I should have learned by now. I should really have learned by now to come into this with you know, having already looked at this. Okay, I'm getting a little thing that's asking me for configuration, which is fine. Let me actually... Hey, there's a window over there I need to close. Let's close that window. Screen resolution. It's asking for a screen... Oh my god, I have to do this manually. Select monitor. God, I don't know which... Where am I? Oh my goodness. Okay, let me check my setup here real quick. I guess I'll show you what I'm doing if I can for a moment, just so that you too can feel the joys of my panic over how all of this works. Let me do that real quick. Here we go. So yeah, it's got one of these things. And I gotta remember the specs for my monitor now suddenly. The monitor I want it to pop up on is monitor 2. Okay. All right, so that's display 2 is the one that I want. And what are the other displays? Do I have other display settings in my life? Display resolution is apparently 1920 by 1080. So if I search for that, that should be the right one, right? Right? It's not there. Oh my God. Whatever will become of us. Yeah, we can go with 1280 by 720. That probably won't be too terrifying. And if it is, I will lower it. I have no idea. 2015 wasn't that long ago. That was the year I bought this computer, in fact. If I remember correctly. Who knows? It's in the past. And what evidence do we have of the past? I don't know. Surely we don't have videos of people doing things. Yeah, you never know. All right, I'm going to press this button that says play and see what happens. Oh, holy crap, that's the wrong one. Okay, let me, no, can't have that. Can't have that at all. Well, I just hit the escape key and it vanished, so I guess that means that there's a lot. Okay, let me try this again and see if the little window pops up. Okay, it does. Good. All right. I guess we're saying display 3. Trying that here. Heavens help us. Now, can I capture this game? Ah, there we go. Okay. That seems reasonable. All right. Now that I have finished panicking about that, I'm glad to know that the audio continues whilst everything else is happening. So whilst I go off the screen. So evidently, okay, I just clicked randomly on the. I didn't click start. Have I thrown the whole thing off? I don't know. I don't know how anything works ever. Okay. Ah, murder. Oh, good. We're getting off to a good start. Cornerstone. You're logged in, auth guest. It's okay. We've known each other a while. You can call me auth. Enter query to access archive foot. You know what's interesting here is that you can just barely see the face of a person here. You see, we have a nose, and we have a lower chin. A lower chin? We have a chin below the nose. And we apparently have a neck. Can you see it? It's very faint, this outline that I'm looking at, of a person reflected in. This is neat because it's like there's fluorescent lights behind us, and it's I'm fixating on the tiny details. My apologies. Okay. Enter query to access archived footage. Logic. We really wanted this database to spell logic. What does it say? I can't tell. Search. History. Tools. Murder. Okay. We have a rubbish bin. We have really readme. And then we have readme, and then we have log off. Can I grab this and move it? I can! Okay, so the footage we're looking at, from what I understand, comes from 1994, or it's in the story, it's from 1994. I'm wondering if this is meant to be a 90s PC that we're playing this on. Oh, constabulary, okay. The Southeast Constabulary. Southeast, this is UK then, I take it, in some fashion. We can move this around and reveal more of the head that is reflected in this. You can just kind of see this person. I can't tell if there are eyes, but there is hair, apparently. Okay, and there's a nose and mouth. There are ears. There's a nose and a mouth. I think, is that a There could be a tie down there. I'm not completely certain. But from the way the tie is splayed, it appears our posture is terrible. Are we wearing a flower in our lapel? I can't tell. It's very strange. I could be conjuring these things up in my head, however. Anyway, so enough of that. Murder is a thing that's happening. I worry about closing this because I don't know if I'll be able to open it again. DB checker. But then again, we're just getting started. Quit this logic session. Quit. Oh, crap. Okay. I'd like to continue, please. Okay, yes, here we are. We're back here again. Hi, how's it going? This is the Southeast Constabulary. Clock. Apparently it is 16:06:23. Which... Okay, if this is a UK date... Wait a minute. 6... It is... It's like almost, what, 7? If I'm reading this right. And this is in the future, if this is supposed to be the date. This is June 16th, 2023. So apparently we're diving back into an old computer to look at an old file. There's DB checker. Let me click on README first. Introduction to the logic database. Okay, this is a logic database, as we've noticed. Computer technology is the backbone of modern police work. The logic database is one of the many continuing efforts to digitize our workflow and preserve evidence in a manner which will allow you to work more efficiently. In the coming years, the computer will continue to be most valuable item in your crime-fighting toolkit. This database contains footage transferred from the existing homicide and serious crime tape archive at Portsmouth. It has been automatically sorted using our ASR technology. Each statement made by the interview participants is stored separately so that they can be tagged for submission to court. The audio has been digitally stenographed, and the content of the testimony is attached to each clip. Also, folks, do let me know if the audio gets weird at any point. I actually need to switch filters, probably. Let me switch filters real quick. We assault the ears with loud background music for a moment. My apologies. Okay. There we go. I have two different filters for the two different sound sources. I have to flip back and forth. Anyway, enough about that. The audio is being digitally stenographed and the content of the testimony is attached to each clip. To retrieve a clip, and they did, I remember back in the 90s, I think it was the 90s, I tried to, speech to text. We got the, an early version of Dragon, from my grandfather, because we wanted him to recite his stories, and I made a terrible mistake in that they asked me to set it up for them on their computer. And the Dragon it's a speech to text program, basically. And so I set it up. I took half an hour to an hour. I sat down there and I set it up, and I put in everything ahead of time. And when the time came, it couldn't understand a word he was saying. This is because my grandfather spoke with a southern accent, and I didn't realize until I was on my way driving home that I had set the thing up. I had set the thing up keyed to my voice. It didn't quite grasp what needed to be grasped. What you gonna do? I certainly don't know. Anyway, Each statement made by the participants of the story is separately graphed, and the content of the testimony is attached to each clip. To retrieve a clip, type in a word such as robbery into the search field, click search, and the database will return all clips in which the speaker uses that word. Okay. To narrow a search, use multiple words, such as robbery supermarket. If you are working from a printed transcript, you can be even more precise. Use inverted commas to search for an exact match against the entire statement. For example, yes, I was there. By inverted commas, they mean quotes, I think. That's the... Because that looks like those are double quotes. Those are the two mark. The two inverted commas there. We'll see. We'll see how that works. UK books are a little bit different from the way that UK writing is done. Standard writing. It's a little bit different in how when you get to the quotes and the way they treat things. Anyway, to store a clip for later reference, click Add to Session. Also, if you wish to add additional tags of your own to help future searches, please click in the User Tags box and type in your desired tags. Okay. For any further assistance, please contact your department's Information Technology representative, Police Information Technology Organization. Okay. Really read me. Hey! Hey, here's the database. I filed a Freedom of Information form to get you guest access. Everything seems to work. They transferred the videos off the original tapes in 1999, and then the Y2K thing hit and they got mothballed. Y2K wasn't really... Well, anyway. People panicked. Not a lot exactly happened. Anyway, mothballed. No one has touched them since. I couldn't find the server with the detectives' footage on. Possibly those tapes got damaged when... The detectives' footage on. Possibly those tapes got damaged when the old archives were flooded in 97. But I figured this would be enough. Take your time. SB. Okay. I'm probably going to have to take notes at some point. I imagine. But we'll figure this out. I don't know how much time I have tonight. I may have to dip out at some point soon. And not too soon, but we'll see. Database checker. I only have to single click these things. Volume missing. One volume missing. DB refresh. No, there's one volume missing, apparently. Let's look in the rubbish bin. There's a mirror game in here. Hack.info. Rock hack? Roasts hack? Mirror game. Oh, okay. Cracker, Cyber Ghost, Supplier, The Legends, Stripper, You Never Seen Us, Packager, Illusionist. One for the mums here, classic 2-player strategy for lunchtime gaming. Enjoy. What does that mean, though? It's a person's face! Oh my god! We used to do this a lot back in the day. Not me personally, but we used to make faces out of your available characters. They used to do this through ASCII, but a lot. Cracks with class. Okay, so copyright HSoft. This reminds me a lot of IRC. They have an IRC G-hack. Okay, I get it. Oh man. Okay, sorry, I'm having a flashback. See, a lot of times, so what they used to pass around discs, shareware, freeware, things like that, even, and folks would have these text files with, you know, game information, and they looked a lot like this. Back in the day. Shareware, freeware, abandonware, you know, that kind of thing. So you could go on, you could dial into a server and download any number of things, images, games, what have you. And that's delightful. Anyway, I don't know if that's going to be pertinent to the plot, or if I use this, if it's going to destroy the system. Maybe find that out early on. Sure, why not? Mirror game. Going to player one's turn. This is a 2-player game. Ah! Okay, I understand now, I think, maybe. This is one of those weird tic-tac-toe affairs. Where you're trying to seize control of your opponent's squares. And that's only going to last so long. Yeah, I can grab the edge there. Ah, but I can grab the edge here. This is the problem with being the person playing myself, but with the same brain. You see. You can only move by hopping. That's interesting. Okay. Oh, crap. That's opened up a lot, though. I don't fully understand how this game works, but you know, don't you? Surely you do. But I've kind of purple has protected itself in the upper right-hand corner, so it cannot be completely eliminated. But I feel as though red is winning. Sorry for this brief detour as I just amuse myself, but I'm just seeing how this goes. And I'm not putting a lot of strategy into this because I want to finish it quickly and then move on. Because I don't feel as though this is involved in the plot, but one never knows. You know? Okay, I think purple is getting the upper hand at this point. I know this is scintillating. We'll get there. We'll get there, by Jove. By hook or by crook. But, you know, one wonders. Just sort of shoring up at this point what we have available. I don't think I'm going to be able to defeat myself. You know, aside from how I usually do. Yeah, I shall only... Tonight I shall only defeat myself in the usual manner. Ooh. Running out of moves. I thought I was. Perhaps I am not. So... This is one of those addictive games, isn't it? I can tell. Oh, player one won. Okay. That's good to know. Okay, that's cool. All right, no, we're going to stop that now. Okay, I have investigated the mirror game. And now perhaps I will try to get some actual work done. Empty, like my soul. Okay, I guess we're going to search for the word murder. We have 4 entries. And I guess this is really my understanding is this is what this is mostly about, this game, is looking at these interviews, and so of this person, and so we'll do that. So let's see. This is 11 seconds. Meeting room 3. This is June 27th, 1994. All right.
You think it's murder? I mean, clearly it's murder. What can I do to help?
Okay. I don't know if I need to take deep notes here, because part of me is tempted to say, at 20:53 and 17 seconds, realizes that it's murder and offers to help. I don't know if I need to be that precise. Should I be that precise? I could. I could if I truly wished to be. Where am I? I know not. I know not. Let me see. We'll start with a little bit of note taking and see where it goes. Because I don't know, I might like to put things into a bit of a timeline. Mightn't I? I might. Okay. So this is 270694. This is 62794. And it's murder, question mark. Offers to help. Okay. This is going to take a while. We'll see. Okay. Now we'll look at this one. This is 12 seconds.
Yeah, that's me. But February, that was months ago. What's that got to do with Simon's murder?
Okay. You know what else I should probably record, just in case it occurs to me? Hang on. Red shirt. Blue shirt. And once again, what did she say?
Yeah, that's me. But February, that was months ago. What's that got to do with Simon's murder?
Okay. Identifies herself in a photo taken in February. Wants to know its relevance to the murder. Simon! Simon is probably a name we'll need. All right, and that is, this is July 1st, 94. Assuming I'm reading things correctly. Those UK dates. Yeah, July 1st. Okay. This is July 3rd, 94. I'm not writing down the times, but you never know. Like, how precise do I need to be here?
I didn't murder Simon. You've got it wrong. You've got the wrong person.
Okay. White shirt. Pendant. Denies murdering Simon. You've got the wrong person. I will tell you, I have been... If you don't know, I have been watching a ridiculous amount of detective stuff over the last, I don't know how long now. And so, it has perhaps infected my brain. Wait, so this is 3/7. This is 11/26. This is 12/05. So this is on that same day. This is 3/7. Yeah. So this is 7/3/94. White shirt pendant, and time now becomes important. Alas. That was at 11/26. And this one is going to be at 12:05. All right.
I'd like to speak to a lawyer now. Please. You have no murder weapon. You have nothing. And all these stories we've been telling each other. Just that. Stories.
Asks for a lawyer. Says they have no weapon. Just stories. Okay. All right. So obviously Simon is kind of a key thing here. This was at 2053. Do I need to record the seconds? Who knows? 2053:17. And time code for this one was 14:29:37. Okay. So, I know it's terribly exciting. Watch Jim write things in a database. Let me see. Where do I want to write this down? Where do I want to save this database? Under PC games. There we go. This is her story. All right. So, I'm interested in looking at finding out more about Simon. I'm interested in finding more about February. Simon is apparently the victim. "61 entries. That is a problem. I'm not sifting through all of those immediately is probably not going to be a great idea. Every single freaking time that she mentions Simon, and I doubt that it's in a specific order, because that's, what is it? These all look like they could be the same day. Are these in chronological order? They kind of are. These first 5. So it's only giving us 5. We'll look at these 5.
Simon Smith. He works at Ernst Brothers Glass. They do windows, all kinds of glass. Simon does the more special work, mirror making, feature windows, artistic things, really beautiful things. Simon Smith. He works at Ernst Brothers Glass. They do windows, all kinds of glass. Simon does the more special work, mirror making, feature windows, artistic things, really beautiful things. Simon is 6 foot, darkish blonde hair, average build. He's clean shaven. If his beard grows, it goes ginger, so he shaves it. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with ginger hair. I bought a photo. They said a spring photo. This was taken last year on holiday in Rome. It's the best one I have. Simon is 6 foot, darkish blonde hair, average build. He's clean shaven. If his beard grows, it goes ginger, so he shaves it. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with ginger hair. I bought a photo. They said a spring photo. This was taken last year on holiday in Rome. It's the best one I have. Simon is 6 foot, darkish blonde hair, average build. He's clean shaven. If his beard grows, it goes ginger, so he shaves it. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with ginger hair. I bought a photo. They said a spring photo.
I have been silent this whole time. She has. So I have been quiet this whole time while I've been talking. My apologies. Freaking microphone. So no, I've been taking notes and figuring out. Let's see. The beard is ginger, and he shaves it. And she says, not that there's anything wrong with ginger hair. And that is an implication to me that the person interviewing her might be ginger. And photos taken last year in Rome. Okay. There are several things that I kind of feel like it'll be a good idea to do searches on. And so there's a thing one can use, yes? I was wondering if there's a thing I can use to there's a future tags box. Oh, I see. No, that's just the query history. Settings, video subtitles, good. Anti-glare filter. Hey, let's use that. Hey, look at that. I can see. This is very atmospheric, and I like it. But we're gonna do this for a little while and see if it makes us feel better. Do we feel more immersed now? Or less immersed? I don't know. Let's see. This one, you know what's funny? Is that I feel like it was easier for me. Well, let me just click on the thing. Yeah, there we go. This was 1918-32. Okay. 1918-32. Oh, hello, Unstable Dance. The faux Win 95 is making you feel old, eh? I understand. Yep, this is it's weird because there's a README file in here that says 1999, but at the same time, you know, I have no idea when this particular computer that we're supposed to be looking at this on is from, because if we look at the clock, it's apparently present day. Who knows? Who knows? And this is roughly now-ish. Who knows what's happening? I certainly don't. But let's see.
It's the Rockington Arms.
Rockington Arms.
It's run by a nice couple, Peter and Susan. There's some other regulars there that Simon likes to drink with, and the barmaid they're having sometimes, Helen. Peter said Simon had been in and had a few drinks.
There's every time and I expect this is probably a thing of you know an early game thing also, in that there's a lot of information being thrown at you and you got to narrow down what's useful. Also, I just remembered Cornerstone in a tiny bit of delight for me. Cornerstone was the name of a program that Infocom came up with in an effort to get into productivity. They spent rather a lot of their budget on it, and it was, I think, ultimately the reason for their collapse and eventual sale to Activision. But in any case, they're talking about a bar. I'm going to need to repeat this. And again, folks, you're going to have to bear with me. I'm going to have to repeat a number of these videos while I'm watching them, just so that I can freaking remember things. 1920-56. All right. And again, let me know as we go if the sound gets weird or anything like that is happening. Here we go.
It's the Rockington Arms.
Rockington Arms.
It's run by a nice couple, Peter and Susan. There's some other regulars there that Simon likes to drink with, and the barmaid they're having sometimes, Helen. Peter said Simon had been in and had a few drinks.
And Peter indicates Simon had been in a few times for drinks. Okay. And again, some of these may never get repeated again, and some of these might get repeated many times. We'll see. That was this one. And this is going to be 1925. Like 5 minutes later in the conversation, Simon gets mentioned again by the interviewee.
Yes, there's an Amstrad one.
There's an Amstrad something.
Very much. There's a printer so you can write letters on it. Simon sometimes plays games. You know, climb the tower, save the princess. That kind of thing.
Type of computer. All right. An Amstrad computer on which Simon plays fantasy games. Okay. And listen.
Simon isn't the type to run off or do anything crazy. Someone must have done something to him, or there must have been some kind of accident. So what do we do next?
Simon isn't the type to run off or do crazy things. So at this point, is he just missing?
Simon isn't the type to run off or do anything crazy. Someone must have done something to him, or there must have been some kind of accident.
Okay, someone must have done something to him, or there must have been some kind of accident.
So what do we do next?
Okay. So at this point, she is cooperative. This is 1925-51. At least the end of it is. Okay. We got a lot of information here. Let me go ahead and I'll go ahead and show you the Excel file that I'm throwing together on this while I'm working on it. Because why not? Let me see if I can. Let me see image display. I'm looking to see if we go over to, yeah, there we go. Excel. That actually gonna function there? Probably not. Could be window capture. No, that's not going to show you anything. It's weird because this should be working, but we changed the capture method. That might be what the problem is. Ah, there we go. There we go. So, at the moment, what I've got happening here, you can see that I've been kind of setting this up. I'm going to sort sort by date. And that will help me, you see, figure this out. So we have his last name. We have so important clues, right? That I should probably just write down separately. Here, I'll put the timeline here, and more notes here. Simon Smith. Actually, yes, this will be people. We have Simon Smith. We have Peter and Susan and Helen. And if it becomes necessary, I'll start making actual notes about them also, but we'll see. And let's see, anyone else or any other things? Places. Places, things, etc. So Rome is going to come into play here. Let's see. Rockington Arms. And Ernst Brothers Glass. And I don't know if the Amstrad computer is important, but you never know. They're just sort of things to look into. And what does February mean? I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, so roughly, so as of the 18th, it looks like he was perhaps missing. As of near the end of the month of June, apparently they had identified that it was murder, and she offered to help. On the 1st of July, they're asking her more sort of deeper questions, it looks like, and she identifies herself in a photo, wants to know its relevance to Simon's murder. It was a photo taken in February. And then by a couple of days later, they're already suggesting that perhaps she did it, or at least asking her more, again, questions to suggest that, she's up on the list of suspects now. So that's the picture that I have in my head at this point. That seems reasonable to me. I think the next thing to check out would probably be... I kind of think it might be good to see if she talks about February again. Just because that might give us more about stuff that might have been going on. Well, this is June. She's not concerned he's missing, apparently, until June. We'll see. Or at least, as far as we know. Let me check out February. I'm not saving any of these yet. But we've got previous searches saved, so that'll be okay. In February. We have two of them. This one we've seen already. This one is 1794. Let's see. All right. 7194. And it is 1429.54. So within the same minute as the other one. Again, the blue shirt. And let's see what is happening here.
Well, I don't know. I probably had to pop out and get something. That's why I was speeding. And that wouldn't have been noted on my timesheet. But I really can't remember back to February.
There's a glass of water she drinks from there. I don't know if that's important. Something about the way she talked about that was a little... Hang on. Let me go back to this real quick.
Yeah, that's me.
She's looking at a photo.
But February? That was months ago. What's that got to do with Simon's murder?
We're showing you evidence.
Well, I don't know. I probably had to pop out and get something. That's why I was speeding. And
Evidence
that
for
wouldn't be noted
speeding.
on my timesheet. But I really can't remember back to February.
So she left her work, apparently. Probably had to pop out and get something. That's why she was speeding. And it wouldn't be noted on her timesheet. I wonder how much of this story they got originally and why we're looking at it now, right? Timesheet. I don't know if that's going to be important if she mentions it again. But one can be curious. It's not in here at all. Okay. That's okay. Interesting. Okay. So... I wonder... if we talk about photos at any other point. Okay. So this one, again, I have this one already. This is on the 18th of June. This is the initial interview, probably. At least, the earliest one that I've seen so far. This is a 27-second clip. 1932, so it's the second of the clips, where she talks about a description, presumably of Simon. Is it of Simon? It is of Simon.
6 foot, darkish blonde hair, average build. He's clean shaven. If his beard grows, it goes ginger, so he shaves it. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with ginger hair. I bought a photo. They said I should bring a photo. This was taken last year on holiday in Rome. It's the best one I have.
This could be even, her coming in and reporting him missing, possibly. There's a chance of that. So let's see. Referencing the photo 2 more times. or referencing the word photo 2 more times. Let's see. This, which we haven't looked at yet, this is another clip from the 18th of June. This is 1909. Okay. So... this is again, blue jacket and pendant. All right, let's take a look.
No, he doesn't have any tattoos. He has a scar down here near his stomach, past his hip. Cut himself with some glass. That was before, a long time ago. He looks just like the photo. He's not got his glasses on here though. He takes them off with the camera.
Uh-huh.
But he needs them to see properly, you know. He needs to read a newspaper or a menu in a restaurant. Not book so much, or watching TV. He likes TV.
Okay. Simon wears glasses. I'm gonna need to look at that again.
No, he doesn't have any tattoos.
No tattoos.
He has a scar.
Scar.
Here, near his stomach, past his hip. Cut himself with some glass. That was before, a long time ago. He looks just like the photo. He's not got his glasses on here though. He takes them off with the camera. But he needs them to see properly, you know. He has to read a newspaper or a menu in a restaurant. Not book so much, or watching TV. He likes TV.
Interesting. Okay. All right. And this one we have here, this is on the 1st, 14/23/30. There's a tattoo over here, right? (14/23/30) on the 1st. PT 14/23. So this is a good 6 minutes before the other clips we have on the 1st, where we're asking her questions.
Yeah, we were 17. It was a nice wedding, people said. Simon looked very handsome in the photos. His parents paid for everything, but he's an only child, so it was important to them. It was what they called a shotgun wedding, but if you looked at the photos, you couldn't tell. The dress was beautiful. It looked like Princess Diana's. The training wasn't quite as long though. There's a great photo of the bridesmaid helping to carry it out of the car.
Huh. There are some things here that I kind of want to, we were 17. Let me check something here.
Yeah, we were 17. It was a nice wedding, people said. Simon looked very handsome in the photos. His parents paid for everything, but he's an only child, so it was important to them. It was what they called a shotgun wedding, but if you looked at the photos, you couldn't tell.
Right, okay.
The dress was beautiful. It looked like Princess Princess Diana's. Victorian wasn't quite as long though. There's a great photo of the bridesmaid helping to carry it out of the car.
So there's an interesting thing here. There's several interesting things here that indicates to me that there are a couple of possible options for what it is that we see her talking about here. It was a shotgun wedding, which means that the bride was, it means the bride was pregnant, but you couldn't tell, is what she was implying. And his parents paid for everything, right? So, all we know, really, from what she just said, is Simon was getting married. It doesn't not specifically that he was getting married to her, which is making me wonder. I mean, it could be. Easily. That would be the supposition one would normally make, that he was getting married, that she's his wife. But, just purely from the text here, just purely from the dialogue here, you could interpret it differently. And so, I'm wondering if there's more information about the wedding in this. Probably not. But you never know. I mean, I say probably not, but it sort of depends, right? I'm going to check a few words here. Six entries. Okay, I'm going to hold off on this one. Wife. 6 entries. Across multiple thingies. Ooh. I'm going to go back to a previous search real quick before I... There's a reason I want to search murder again real quick. This is the only thing we've seen her in yet where she has short sleeves. Yeah, the ghost of the thing in the back of my head is cropping up again. Married in the past tense. 12 entries found. These are from the 18th again. Yeah, that initial interview. These are from the 25th. I'm going to look at these first. This is the 25th at 1:37 in the afternoon. Let me actually get that time code again. 13:37:49. 13:37:49. There we go. What? Stand by. There we go. All right. And well, let's play this. Where's the tattoo?
Married for 10 years, stuff accumulates. We could argue about anything, and he's so nice. That doesn't help. He tries to smooth things over, and that just makes it worse. We're both passive aggressive, so we never normally argue directly about anything.
Well, the shadow of a thing that I think I might have remembered from previously seeing someone a few years ago play this has just risen again, and it turns out I think I might be remembering correctly. We will see. This is the 25th. So technically, it's like she could have gotten the tattoo a few days later. But this also could be a different person. So this is a... Yeah.
When you've been married for 10 years, stuff accumulates. We could argue about anything. And he's so nice. That doesn't help. He tries to smooth things over, and that just makes it worse. We're both passive aggressive, so we never normally argue directly about anything.
So she is talking there about her own marriage. Again, presumably to Simon, but whoever this is... Hang on. So this is how do I want to describe this? This is a different color. It's a different blue. It's a blue button shirt. No tattoo, no pendant. And her hair is in a ponytail. We might be dealing with twins here, possibly. And what did she say again?
When you've been married for 10 years, stuff accumulates. We could argue about anything. And he's so nice. That doesn't help. He tries to smooth things over, and that just makes it worse. We're both passive aggressive, so we never normally argue directly about anything.
When you've been married for 10 years, you can argue about anything. And we're both passive-aggressive. Talking about her own marriage. Okay. It's also got to be kind of hellish if they're both passive-aggressive.
I got pregnant. Both our parents had a big powwow. We weren't even in the room. And they decided we should get married.
Yeah, I have many thoughts. I have many thoughts now. Let me see. This is, again, this is the 25th, and it's 13:39:28. It's like a minute and a half later. gotten pregnant, and their parents decided they would get married. The shotgun wedding. It was okay to be suspicious. We both know the interview is framing the witness. It's interesting. The interviewer. I mean, the interviewer is probably framing whoever they can as quickly as they can, just so that they can finish and get on with another case. Or not have to think about it anymore. Let's see. It's interesting. It's very interesting. Let's see. So, I mean, I feel like there's a lot here. Now, but we'll see. Are there things I can check the database for? Ah. What does this correlate with? I don't know. Am I rebuilding the database by pulling up these files? Is that what I'm doing? I'm not sure. Also, when will I know this game is finished? I'm not sure. This might be one of those games that goes on forever. Let's see. So this one is back on the 18th. This is the initial, what I'm calling the initial interview. Right? The Blue Jacket and the pendant. And, let's see. $1921.30. So this one is kind of in the middle of some of these things. That's where I'm using the word married in the past tense.
There's married couple stuff. A stupid argument, nothing specific. No one knows how to push your buttons better than those you're close to.
She's being so cagey. It was married couple stuff. No one knows how to push your buttons. Like those you're close to. I do not remember the context in which I seemed to think that I saw someone discover that there might be two people being interviewed here, but it's a thing that was kicking around in the back of my head, and I think that might be the case. But we'll see. Let's see. This is 1921-57.
A long time. We got married when I was 17.
A long time. We got married when I was 17. We got married. When I was 17. Huh. And that is... Yeah, that photo on the table is the one that she brought, I think. Okay. Alright. This one is 1922-10.
Childhood sweethearts. Something like that. Are you married, detective?
Once again, possibly flirting with the detective. Childhood sweethearts. Something like that. Are you married, detective? Let's see. Okay. We're getting quite a lot of data on that initial interview. Again. So, the way this is looking to me, at least as of right now, is that... So, this person coming in saying that saying I think that she's his wife is reporting him missing. Again, I'm making some suppositions here. She's got a photo of him from when they were in Rome. She mentions a place, the Rockington Arms, and talks about his hobbies a little bit, and what he's like, what he looks like, identifying marks, and probably responding to questions about it. Did you have anything to argue about? And how long ago you got married? And that's that interview. I'd like to see more about, if we can find it, from the interview on the 25th afterwards. Because, again, different vibe, right? So, there is more there. There is more there. And access limited to first 5 entries. How dare you, sir? I have no idea what... Do I just have to fill in all the gaps? Do I have to, like, watch every video? Is that what'll happen? When it's full? After I've watched all 232 videos, is that when we're done? Okay. So... Interesting. So, what do we swing toward next? Like they're talking about their history, their shared history. I'm gonna have to just stumble across it, I think. We've got a few more things to look at. A few more searches we can do here. Obviously. Several more searches we can do. Let me look again at the search history. Was there anything that wife. And wedding. So there's more from this interview about the where the word wedding is mentioned. So I am keen to look at this. And this is a different interview, isn't it? Red jacket. Okay. Well, we'll see. Let's see. This is again on the 25th, 1339:55. So a tiny bit later. By a tiny bit, I mean a few seconds. All right.
I guess you could call it that, but we were both happy to get married. It was a beautiful wedding. We had our first dance to come back and stay. I'm not sure if that's a good wedding song, but I loved it. I chose it. I mean, it was genuinely our first dance. We'd never danced together before. It was probably awful to watch, but I enjoyed it. It felt like it was just me and Simon for that moment. Just the two of us.
Uh-huh. She's talking about herself and Simon dancing at the wedding. Anything significant there?
I guess you could call it that, but we were both happy to get married. It was a beautiful wedding. We had our first dance to come back and stay. I'm not sure if that's a good wedding song, but I loved it. I chose it. I mean, it was genuinely our first dance. We'd never danced together before. It was probably awful to watch, but I enjoyed it. It felt like it was just me and Simon for that moment. Just the two of us.
Just me and Simon. Right. I'm going to start adding this interview to the session, just out of sheer bloody-mindedness.
We spent the wedding night in a hotel in Brighton. It would have been too much to do more. We were saving for the baby. It was wonderful to be in a hotel, away from home, just alone together. Since then, we've always tried to get away for our holiday.
All right. Spent the night after the wedding. A hotel in Brighton. To get away. They go on holiday for their anniversary. We go ahead and double check to make sure that's actually what was said. 13:40:25. Sadly, when one has ADHD, there is an ocean between the end of a video and the recitation of it, even if it's a split second. Let's see.
We spent the wedding night in a hotel in Brighton. It would have been too much to do more. We were saving for the baby. It was wonderful to be in a hotel, away from home, just alone together. Since then, we've always tried to get away for our holiday.
So there is a question about what happened to the baby. Did you say always try to get... I'm sorry, I gotta look at this one more time.
We spent the wedding night in a hotel in Brighton. It would have been too much to do more. We were saving for the baby.
Yeah.
It was wonderful to be in a hotel, away from home, just alone together. Since then, we've always tried to get away for our holiday.
Always try to get away for our holiday. That is not necessarily the anniversary. Always try to get away for their holiday. Okay. Right. Let me add this one to the session. And before I want to go back and grab the other two. I'm trying to reconstruct that one of what might be a different person. It's very interesting. Been married for 10 years. One wonders what happened to the kid. We'll find that out, hopefully. Now let's take a look at this. This is Red Jacket. This is the 27th. This is Red Jacket Ponytail. Huh. And this is at 2105. Only a few minutes later. Let's figure this out. 627.94. We've got an interview on the 27th where she's wearing a red shirt. 2105.54. Red jacket and shirt. Ponytail. There's like a picture there. Okay.
Yeah, that's Simon's watch. It was a gift from Eric.
From Eric.
I got it this year. It was a wedding anniversary gift. Steel.
Steel anniversary.
Who chose it? She has really nice taste.
Diane chose it.
That time. You must eliminate me. I was in Glasgow then.
I feel like this one's important. Let's see. Now I'm going to play it another 500 times while I write things down. There's a lot to write down here.
Yeah, that's Simon's watch. It was a gift from Eric. He got it this year. It was a wedding anniversary gift. Steel. It would have been Diane who chose it. She has really nice taste. That time. You must eliminate me. I was in Glasgow then.
Okay. That's Simon's watch. Gift from Eric. Yeah, I gotta play this again. Is it freezing for you when I go off of this? I will find out.
Yeah, that's Simon's watch. It was a gift from Eric. He got it this year.
This
It
year.
was a wedding anniversary.
Steel anniversary.
Steel. It would have been Diane who chose it. She has really nice taste. That time. You must eliminate me. I was in Glasgow then.
Steel anniversary. Probably Diane's idea. And is she looking at the time on the watch?
Yeah, that's Simon's watch.
Oh no, that is the watch.
It was a gift from Eric. He got it this year. It was a wedding anniversary gift. Steel. It would have been Diane who chose it. She has really nice taste. That time. You must eliminate me. I was in Glasgow then.
The time on the watch. Okay. Looks at watch in a baggie. Looks at time on watch. I was in Glasgow then. This is interesting for a couple of reasons. There is way too much I want to look at with respect to all of this. I'm actually going to hold on to this one as well for a different reason. We haven't looked at this yet, where the word wedding gets mentioned. Also, okay, steel anniversary. Just so that I can confirm the timing. Is that 10 years? Let's find out. '11th anniversary. Steel is the traditional gift for an 11th anniversary. I don't know if it's the same here as in the UK. But, where did she say that they'd been together 10 years? When you've been together, that was, let's see. That was the interview before, on the couple of days before, on the 25th. When you've been married for 10 years, you can argue about anything. Now, obviously, she could just be, it's just, she's not necessarily being precise. That's fine. I don't know, though. One wonders. There's a lot that we might want to ask about with respect to all this. I'm just writing down random words I might want to look at later. Just because there's a lot here. All right, no, see sequence order, time, and stress. Let me go ahead and look at this interview before I look at other things. This is again on the 3rd. White shirt, pendant or no pendant? Let's see. This is 7/3/94. This is 11/48/39. White shirt. Pendant.
The parents decided there would be a wedding. And after the wedding, Hannah moved in with his parents. There was no way I could follow. So we were separated again. I stayed in the attic. It was hard. It's like I suddenly didn't exist.
Okay, so yeah.
In case anyone recognized me, I started wearing a wig.
Oh my God.
Hannah and I would meet up in the park.
Oh my God.
I was trying to get pregnant.
Oh my God.
But I couldn't. I couldn't do it with anyone we knew, so it was sex with strangers. Drunk guys I'd met in clubs, in parks and alleyways. I was 17. was being punished. But it was Hannah who had betrayed us. I had to stop when one of the guys gave me an STD. When we met up, it was disturbing. For the first time, my reflection, she didn't look like me.
Okay.
Flatter,
yeah.
Flushed. If anything, I was getting skinnier. Found it hard to look sometimes. We talked about what to do. Was it time to become our own people? I mean, that seemed like the right thing to do, but neither of us wanted it. We agreed that her and Simon would get their own place as soon as possible, and then I could move in. And that was the plan.
Okay, that was a much longer clip, but I feel like that pretty much confirms that we are talking about twins. Music! Oh god, I hear music! I hear music. What does it mean? So yeah, we have stumbled across, by using the word wedding, this longer interview that kind of reveals to us much more specifically. Yeah, funny how it grabbed that whole clip just off of the word wedding. I feel like this feels a lot like a confirmation that we're talking about twins. And that he was seeing both of them, apparently. And one of them, Hannah, presumably, was the one that was pregnant, and this one she was not. That seems to be what we're looking at here. Hannah. So let's see. I'm just going to make a general note here. Talks about having to stay in an attic after the wedding, not being able to see him. Trying to work with Hannah. Although that she had... I may actually have to watch the clip again. Which it's 2 minutes long. It's such a long clip. But there's a lot of information in there. And apparently there's a musical cue at the end. So let's see. I am going to play this one more time.
No. The parents decided there would be a wedding. And after the wedding, Hannah moved in with his parents.
Hannah moved in with his
There was nobody
parents.
to follow. So we were separated again. I stayed in the attic. It was hard. It's like I suddenly didn't exist. I would sneak out, but in case anyone recognized me, I started wearing a wig.
Started wearing a wig.
Hannah and I would meet up in the park. I was trying to get pregnant. But I couldn't. I mean, I couldn't do it with anyone we knew, so it was sex with strangers. Drunk guys I'd met in clubs, in parks, in alleyways. I was 17. It felt like I was being punished. But it was Hannah who had betrayed us. I had to stop when one of the guys gave me an STD.
It was Hannah who had betrayed us.
When we met up, it was disturbing.
And
For
she
the
got...
first time, my reflection, she didn't look like me. She was fatter, flushed. If anything, I was getting skinnier. I found it hard to look sometimes. We talked about what to do. Was it time to become our own people? I mean, that seemed like the right thing to do, but...
Time to become our own people.
Wanted it. We agreed that her and Simon would get their own place as soon as possible, and then I could move in. And that was the plan.
Hannah and Simon were to get their own place as soon as possible, and she could move in. Is it time to become our own persons? Okay, so they had been pretending to be the same person for a very long time. One of them got pregnant, and the other one did not. Got an STD, unfortunately. Yeah. So... And then after that, she asks for a lawyer. About 7 minutes later. So yes, these are twins we're talking about. And, that's significant. So the thing that I wanted to search for is now perhaps slightly less relevant with this clip. But, you know, we'll see. Now let me actually go ahead and do a couple of sorts on my spreadsheet that I am throwing together for this. There we go. Okay. In this interview, we have 3 clips thus far that we've seen from this interview. Where she denies murdering Simon, you've got the wrong person. Talks about having to stay in the attic after the wedding, that's the one we just saw, and then asks for a lawyer. I wanted to go back and grab the previous search for murder again. Okay, this is still the red jacket.
You think it's murder? I mean, clearly it's murder. What can I do to help?
Can't tell if there's a pendant. The hair is in the way. This is actually... But it's red jacket and shirt, no ponytail. And you know what's funny? The thing that I'm wondering here is if there's a point during that interview, because that's... I mean... 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's the 2 clips we've seen from that interview on the 27th are 12 minutes apart. And I have to wonder if they're still pretending to be the same person. It's like one of them get up and leave and the other one come in. It's a good question. Which one of these people is Hannah? Well, I'd say the most important name to search right now is Hannah's name. Oh, there's a lot. 18 entries found, access limited to the first 5. Oh boy. Okay, I think that after we look at these clips, that's going to be it for tonight. Because I am going to need to get going. No, this is fascinating. This is actually quite fascinating. And I don't know if we've already hit, like, the last file that we need to look at, or because the music is still with us, or if there's more coming. So I guess we'll see. We've got, this looks like it might be a different interview, or it might actually be this interview, but with more equipment. We'll see. Could be a lie detector test, maybe, although wouldn't they roll the sleeve up for that? I don't know. Looking a bit forlorn there. Okay, so this is, again, this is the 18th. This is the initial interview. I wish this would stay on the screen while I look at it. 6/18/94, 19/17/24. Which places it actually earlier than any of the other clips I think we've looked at. Yes, it does. Okay.
My name is Hannah. Hannah.
Identify yourself.
It reads the same backwards as forwards. It doesn't work in Nordic though. It's not quite symmetrical, but well, I mean, you get the idea. Sorry. Hannah Smith. I live at 31 Gladstone Street.
Hannah Smith, 31 Gladstone Street. Made a joke about it being a palindrome. Don't know if that's important, but anyway. That would probably be at the beginning of the interview. I can actually... Can I remove this from the session? How do I don't know. Delete session data. Oh... I can only remove all of them. How much information are we given at the start of this game? None! What I knew going in just had to do with the with some of the material from the advertisements, and that is that it's a series of interviews, footage from interviews that you look at to try to piece together the story. That's it, and that the interviews are from like 1994. So this is pretty very much a game where it's just they give you the thing and say, here, look at it, and they don't tell you what's going on. And so that's cool. We need to delete the session data in order to get. Let me check something. Which we don't even know what's happened or who these people being interviewed are. I would think we'd at least know that. No, we do not. Apparently. At the beginning, here's what they give us. This is the introduction to the database. So this is how the thing works, right? They give us this, and then they give us this from someone named SB. It says, here's the database. I filed a Freedom of Information form to get your guest access. Everything seems to work. They transferred the videos off the original tapes in 99, and then the Y2K thing hit, and they got mothballed. No one has touched them since. I couldn't find the server with the detectives footage on. Possibly those tapes got damaged when the old archives were flooded in '97, but figured this would be enough. Take your time. That's it. That's all we know. Well, we do know one other thing, kind of. And here, if I take off the anti-glare filter, you can kind of see that we are a person. Let me actually even just clear the search. That won't clear the search. Here, I'm just going to delete the session data. Oh, crap! Oh, no! Oh, no! I didn't realize that that's what they meant by delete session data. I thought that that was just going to be... Oh, no. That's not good. That's not good at all. Oh, no. It's making me start over, isn't it? God damn it. Yep, database is back to... Okay. Well, here's the thing I was going to show you. It cost us dearly, so I'm showing it to you. Because you can see it easier in the with this being dark, right? I kind of have to move this around. There's a person staring at this monitor, right? And you can see the outline of this person's face just a bit, right? That's the other information that we have that we gleaned at the very beginning. I thought it was just gonna delete this. I didn't realize it was gonna delete all of this crap as well. So that's a lesson learned. So we see kind of their face, and we see that they have a, I can't tell if this is a tie, but it's a thing like a tie. It's kind of reflected. They're kind of at a weird angle there, down there. We can see kind of their collarbone, and we can't see anything. We can't see the eyes or anything up here exactly. So that's what that is. I'm actually wondering if this is, you know, this could be, if that isn't a tie, it might not be a tie. This is an illustration, right? Probably. This could be, one of the two sisters, possibly. We're not sure. But, in any case, yes, that's theoretically, that's us. Who's looking at this thing. I cleared it out to make it easier to see. So that has brought this session to an end, I'm afraid. As there's no save function in this game, unfortunately. So what I'm going to do is somewhere between now and the next time that I play this, I will recreate everything. I will go back and do the searches and play all the same videos, and then I will come back and we will do this again. And we'll sort of figure it out that way. Well, yes, it's about time for me to get going anyway, so we're fine. Curses! So in any case, this is a very interesting game. I actually am I am kind of hooked on whatever it is that it's doing. Clearly, it looks like we're rebuilding the database. And in doing that, we're watching all of the videos, basically the little video clips. Luckily, I have been taking ridiculous notes, a ridiculous amount of notes. And, you know, I also have a stream of this, so I can go back and I can see the exact searches that I did. And we'll figure it out that way. So I will come back to this at some point over the next... I don't know exactly when. What do we have happening? Today is Saturday. And, you know, so we'll dig further in. We'll dig further in. I was getting ready... Actually, honestly, I was getting ready to get going soon anyway, so... That pretty much... I have no idea what we would have found under the rest of that, but we'll find that later. But what is happening now? Sable says, I'll be waiting. That's very ominous. No. What do we have happening? Today is Saturday, so on Monday we should be heading back to the second of our two current story arcs in the second one we started in Don't Rest Your Head. This is the Frozen Soul, and so that group's going to be coming back. So we're going to be playing that. They're insomniacs in a city full of nightmares. It'll be wonderful. On Tuesday, we should, if we have folks available, we should be doing Electric Bastion Land. So continuing with that, we were about to descend into the underground, so that'll be interesting to see what happens there. And then Friday, we should, again, pending people's availability and things, you know, timing and people and all that, we got to figure that out. But pending that, we should be getting back once again to the Boiling Point, the other story arc right now in our Don't Rest Your Head campaign. And that is pretty much everything that's happening right now. You know, barring my coming back, and I'll be playing this off and on. We'll see what happens. I don't know exactly what the timing will be, but we'll you know, it'll happen randomly. But I am enjoying this. This is very interesting. But that is about all I've got at this point. This is an interesting game. It's very cool, just sort of piecing everything together. So I'm going to be fascinated to see kind of how we sort everything out. So I just between now and whenever I do this again, I'll jump back in and I'll reconstruct everything so that we're at the same point in the database that we need to be, the same point in the game. Everybody apparently has a different experience with this game because of how it's structured, right? It's based on your searches. So, who knows what order you get things in. But we'll see how things go between now and then. In the meantime, I think that'll be about it. I might go over and say hi to somebody at the end card. So we might do that. But in the meantime, folks, thank you all very much for watching. Take care, and I will see you all of a sudden.